Going to see in detail about tuples. Tuples is one of the basic structure in Python. Earlier we saw list and dictionary in our last sessions. So tuple is like same of the list. The major difference between list and tuple is in tuples we cannot add or update values. Whatever the value that has been given first will be staying there. For example, to create a tuple you have to pass like this. T is equal to parenthesis, you have to pass the values. So it is not a square bracket or curly braces. It is simple parenthesis to start with. I can store repeated data in tuples. For example, apple, apple. Apple is repeated, so we can store in this way. To find the length of the tuple, you have to use the function len, len of t, which will give you 2 because we have stored 2 values there. Then how we can store a single value in tuple? There is some problem with the tuple that we cannot store a single string into the tuple, because while you are putting single string into the tuple, it will just print, say the data type of string. For example, I can go for like this. I have a single value in this tuple. If I put type of t, it will say me that it is a type of string. Usually type will represent the data type of the variable. So here you can see that clearly that t is having a data type of string. Then how I can store a value that is of type tuple, a single value, how I can store a single value in tuple. To narrate that, I am creating some 2 type variable. For example, apple, r, and you can see that type, when I am typing type of t, it is saying that it is type of tuple. But to store a single value, what I have to do is, I have to put the name, then I have to add a comma within that. So now if I am typing type of t, it will say me that it is a type of tuple. So earlier, as I told you, that when I am passing single value without any comma, it is saying that it is a type of string. Now I have added only a comma after that apple, which is saying that it is a type which is tuple. Okay. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to store different values. For example, apple, 1, true, which is mean apple is a type of string and 1 is a type of number and true is a type of boolean. So it means that I can store different values, different data types into a single tuple. That is what it has been there. While I'm printing, I'm getting all these values here. Okay, now I'm going to create a new tuple using a constructor. So earlier we used single brackets. Now I'm using using a constructor. So constructor goes like this. S is equal to tuple. I have to put 2 parentheses. Within that I am passing 2 values. I will close the parentheses. So while I'm printing S, it is like apple and orange, and it has a type of tuple. I have checked the type also there. So we can create tuple in this method also. To access the tuple, it will be similar to that of list. So I am going for the first index as S of 0 and then S of 1 or 2 in that way. It is same as a list. So we can also introduce S of -1 in that way. It will print the last element. So that thing carrying on. We can also do splicing function. S of 0 is to 2 in that way. There will be a session about splicing function. You can check that too. Okay. To delete is not possible. Like for example, single element cannot be deleted in the tuples. If you are going for delete function, you have to delete the entire tuple. So that is what it is. I'm putting delete S, then when I'm printing the S, it is saying that there is no such things. So delete will delete the entire tuple. Single element delete is not possible in here. And again, I'm checking what is the value in the T. So now we are going to discuss about unpacking. Unpacking is nothing but I'm giving a, b, c is equal to t. It means that a will be assigned the value apple, b will be going for 1, and c will be taking the value of true. So in this way we can go for unpacking method. It is not to like we should pass 3 variable to store 3 values in that way. You can go for something like a, b, star a, or to represent like remaining values will be taken care of the variable in such a way. I will explain then. For example, b, star a mean b will take the first value and star a mean it will take the remaining values. Here b will store apple and a will store 1, true. You can check this. Okay, this is the thing. Suppose you want to add or remove an element, what you have to do is you have to convert the tuple into a list, and then you have to put the list method, and then you can go for converting into tuple. So in this way you can process. So directly you cannot update or delete any items in the tuple. Okay. Now what I am doing is now assigning s is equal to t. It will copy the element in t to s, as we have seen in the list. Okay, we can go for some multiplication and addition operations too. For example, s into 2, it will print like the entire item into 2 times, that is apple 1 true and again apple 1 true. In that way we can go for addition to arithmetic operation. S plus t will print the same because s and t has the same elements. Suppose you want to print like 3 times, you can go for s into 3. Okay, so I hope you understand the concept of tuples. If you have any doubts, just post in the comment. Thank you.